Central Northwest Indian Mixtape here with the Derby Dames. Just go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
I'm Amanda Farley, known as Farley's in Charge.
I'm Candace Ford, assistant coach.
I'm Ashley Ewing, and I just started.
Okay, guys. So just tell us a little bit about bowling. Explain the goal.
The goal of the game is for your team to score as many points as you can, and you do that by your jammer getting through the pack and getting lead jammer. And she skates around the track, and the next time she comes around the pack through the players, each player is a point.
Okay. So strategy-wise, how does that work?
Your first goal is to stop the opposing jammer. So your number one goal is to form walls and block them and keep them out of bounds.
So it's a very contact-oriented sport.
Very contact oriented.
Well, how would you like to describe what you guys do?
From like a coaching aspect, I guess. I mean, my whole job is to make sure that the jammers know what's going on the track, and to help them know when to call the bout, or when they need to speed up, or how close the other jammer is to them, and make sure I call on defense when they need to be walling up, or when the jammer's coming around for them to wall up, so they can start blocking people and pushing people around.
Okay. So you're new, obviously. What's your position?
I don't have one yet. Actually, I'm still learning. I haven't gotten into learning contact yet. I'm still learning the basics.
Well, how have you enjoyed it so far?
I love it.
Okay, that's good. So how many people are in a match? Like, how many people are on the course at one time?
We have 4 blockers from each team, so 8 blockers, and then you have a jammer from each team as well. And I mean, there's a pivot, but they're kind of like they're still a blocker. They can just have the star cast. It's almost a blocker still.
Okay. And how big is the track? So we got 10 people in about what kind of area?
I don't know the
I don't know.
specifics. We can get Sandy over here. She's the
It's
track
probably like-
master.
I know from the from the jam line to the pivot line, I believe is 30 feet, and that's basically one whole side of the track before you get to the curve.
Okay.
And then normally there's like 10-meter increments, because if a pack breaks, they need to know what 10 meters is on the court so the refs can call.
So you've been out there. I would expect it gets pretty rough, but would you like to describe that experience?
It's like playing chess and hockey all at the same time. You have 10 things you need to think about. You have to think about where your teammates are, what your next move is, where your jammer is, where their jammer is, all while getting knocked down and quickly getting back up.
So, what's the worst injury you've had so far? Hopefully not.
No. Actually, the only time I've really fallen backwards, it actually fixed a slight wear problem in my hand. So I lucked out thus far.
Okay.
I don't think that's going to happen yet. But
It's a very therapeutic sport. Isn't
yeah,
it?
it has been so far.
What's the worst you've seen?
The worst I've seen, I think we had an injury last night. A girl went down really hard on her knee from a hit, and they had to take her and wrap her knee up and stuff. But
Wow.
I know she had to go to the hospital, but I mean the jam was stopped, the bout was stopped. So
The worst one I probably saw, I was in Grand Raggedy, and it was an all-star match, and a girl fell down and broke her collarbone.
Wow. Just snapped it off?
She didn't move for quite a while, and the EMTs just took her off the track, and a month later she broke her collarbone.
Wow. So it's a pretty brutal sport.
Oh yeah.
You said hockey. Are we talking like Canadian hockey that starts riots, or are we talking American hockey?
I think we're a good mixture. For the most part, we're a sisterhood. All Derby sisters are very nice to each other. We are knocking each other down, but we're also high-fiving each other and saying you're an awesome player. So it's a good thing to be involved in.
Once you roll over.
Oh yeah, that has happened. Luckily not here, knock on wood. But you can get your fingers rolled over.
I've actually seen that happen. I saw one of these. It looked very painful.
Yeah.
So, coaching. How do you coach this? Roughly.
I'm a new coach. I actually officially excuse me. I officially just got named a coach today, but I corner coached yesterday, and it's really all about the jammer. Like the position I was doing yesterday, it's like letting your jammer know when they need to hit it and quit it, like if they need to go get 1 point and then call off the bout, or if they need to just keep rolling on if they have a lot of space behind them, or if someone's catching up to them, they have to call it off if they're the lead jammer. And when I'm not worried about the jammer, I'm watching the defensive end of it and telling the girls, wall up, or if someone's on your left, they're going to the inside, going to the outside, sort of thing. It's just all about really paying attention, but it's difficult because you don't know what that jammer's going to do.
Yeah. So it's all about playing your opponent before they come.
Yeah, chess, definitely. Knowing, trying to get all the bases covered while still trying to be offensive, to get your jammer through. So it's tough.
Where do you start with that? Do you go with your wall, or do you go with your jammer first, or
you definitely go with the wall first. We stress that our defense's first position, their first job, is to block the jammer, and our jammer has to worry about getting through the other holes. But our whole thing is to stop the jammer so our jammer can get through and be lead jammer, because they have to control the game at that point.
So what would happen if you had 2 jammers lined up going around at the same time? Would they have equal points, or would they cancel out?
Yeah, I mean, I can explain it, but
this happened quite a bit last night. Definitely the one to get their hips through the pack first is called lead. And then, say the other jammer is right on her tail, the other jammer would then call it off by tapping her hips 4 times with both hands. So that way, neither of them score any points, because if she fell down, then that jammer can come through and score 4 points easily. So the best strategy for a jammer is to call it off before they can score points for you.
Can you score a point against the jammer if you pass the jammer?
Yes, then it would be 5 points, because each blocker is a point. But if you pass the jammer in that process, it's 5, and it's called a grand slam.
Okay. Have you ever achieved that?
I actually did the last night.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is that kind of the epiphany, for the lack of a better word right now?
Just imagine baseball. It's a grand slam. You're getting all the possible points you can at that particular moment, and it's a good achievement.
So what's the total score you guys get before a round is won or lost?
It varies so much. Last night at our halftime, I think it was 90 to 40 or something.
yeah.
Wow.
It varies, but in a power jam, that's when one of the other jammers is in the penalty box, and just solely one jammer is on the floor and she's scoring points. She can score up to 30, 35 points easily.
Wow. So you guys are moving pretty fast up there.
Yes.
So you were talking about penalty box. How's that happen? Because it is contact sport, so
there's actually a lot of rules for the penalty box. Cutting the track, if the jammer gets, if anyone gets pushed out of the track and they come in front of the person that pushed him out, it's called cutting the track. That's a penalty. Throwing elbows, that's a penalty. Pushing someone in the back block, that's a penalty. So yeah, low block. If you fall, you need to fall small, which means tucking everything in.
yeah.
And if you accidentally pull a LeBron James and flare out everywhere, that's a penalty. It's a low block. So there's lots of penalties.
Hitting in the head.
Yeah, hitting the head.
Multiplayer block.
Skating in the wrong direction.
Out of play. You have to be. It's a pack sport, so you have to be in the pack.
So you have to be
You have to be
inside a
within
certain
10
radius.
feet.
Oh, 10 feet. Okay. So is that why they have the meters lined up, or how do they measure?
Yeah, they do it about every 10 feet. They do it about every 10 feet. They mark the track, and say my pack's back here, and I'm trying to chase the jammer to try and stop her. The ref can say, give me a warning, out of play, and if I don't reform back to the pack, then I get a out of play penalty, and I go sit in the box for alter.
So how long does an average match last?
The first period's a half hour, halftime's 15 minutes, and then the second period's a half hour. But there's also timeouts in there, and 30 minutes between each jam.
30 seconds.
Sorry,
30 seconds. Okay. Ashley?
Yes.
So what do you aspire to be? Would you like to be
Jammer,
or
for sure, jammer.
jammer?
Yeah, I got on skates for the first time in 20 years, and it was like riding a bike. I was surprising myself, so. And I like to go fast.
Well, that's good. So how do you train for that?
I would assume mostly endurance, because
like a specific workout you guys do, or is it just training like we're seeing today, or is it a lot of personal time in the gym? How do you train?
A lot of people do outside stuff. We have some members that do karate, yoga, kickboxing, all types of things. But here at the rink, we try to break it up between endurance, skills, and drills, and then we scrimmage probably once a week. We try to scrimmage each other.
Cool. You guys, anything else you'd like to add? Any last comments?
I think that sums it up.
Okay. When's your next match?
September 15th here at Linwood Roller Rink at 7 p.m.
Okay. Well, for Northwest Indian Mixtape, I'm Adam Mitchell. Derby Dams. See you guys.